The tow truck got stuck in the mud trying to get out someone else in the mud. Dang. What up, guys? I know it's been a while. Like I said in the last video, I mean, not really much motivation, but I'm gonna do an update. I did a spark plug upgrade. I don't know if it is an upgrade. I'm trying out these new spark plugs. I've never really heard about them much. I've seen them on like eBay and stuff, but I've never really heard much like news about them. They're called E3. They might go by other names too, similar types of plugs. But these ones you don't have to gap. So it's a little weird. I'm not used to that. I've never really messed with any kind of spark plugs that you didn't have to gap. Usually I'll put the iridium in here, but I went to AutoZone, Napa, the whole 4 main O'Reillys, all those, and none of them had the plugs for this bike. Then I even had like the referencing numbers for other models and stuff. I gotta clear off my rain droplets. And they didn't have any. Well, the guy came up, he's like, we have standard, which I don't know if I want to put a standard spark plug in here. I mean, even on the manual it says to use the iridium plugs, the NGK whatever model, and it's iridium, like really thin diode instead of the kind of thick man nipple. Well, fat man nipple standard. But he also said that there was another one called E3. The package says like energy efficient, more horsepower, more miles per gallon. So it would seem like it's, I don't know, some kind of new technology shit. It's probably not, but it was either standard or those. So I went with those, and I'm riding with them right now. I mean, yeah, I could say I notice a difference, but probably just because I'm expecting something like a difference. I don't really much notice any difference. I did notice a gas difference, even though on another subject, I gotta replace the right spark coil. Well, it doesn't matter which side anyway, that you could swap them out, but I gotta replace one of them on here, and this only has 2 coils. It's actually only a 2-cylinder, which is weird for a 650, but it gets pretty good mileage. Not so much now because of that stupid coil. For some reason, the coil is partially attaching to the spark plug. Like, I could just gently pull it apart and actually I couldn't even pick it up and let it hold in the air. It would fall off. That's how shitty the connection is. So I'm assuming that's why I haven't been getting the best mileage. I'm not getting bad mileage. Well, actually now I'm getting better mileage because of these new plugs since I put them in. I was getting like 38 to the gallon on this bike. This is fuel injected in like a newer bike. When I was at some points getting 50 to the gallon, but I would say, I think the average is probably 48 on here, but I was getting like 38, and I was like, what the hell is the matter with this shit? And I also installed a new regulator rectifier and a new stator, and I fixed the electrical issue. But then again, I also had with the lights, I also had a problem, like it was flickering and stuff and shutting off and going back on and weird. I thought that was an well, obviously it was an electrical issue, but I thought that was a power issue. Well, technically it was a power issue, but I thought it had to do with the battery or the stator rectifier. It had nothing to do with that. It was the freaking wires right here. Somehow they got loose and were like wobbling a little bit and arcing, and it was all starting to burn actually. The switch that I rigged up right here, I don't really know how that happened. It must not have been a tight connection, but I rewired that. Got good headlights now, no more stupid shit. But I also did need to replace the stator and rectifier regulator, because the regulator rectifier, I tested with the multimeter. It's supposed to be 10 times the continuity of the other side of the regulator rectifier. It's like a whole process, and it was about $500. And the new one Actually, it's not a new one. I got a used one, but I tested it beforehand, and it's at 750. So that's a lot better. And when I put that in first, and the lights were fine, and it actually wasn't doing any like dimming or anything. When I tested with the multimeter, it was slightly higher. So then I got a stator, a used one, but I installed it and everything, tested it. Now it charges where it's supposed to be charging, so that's good. And I also noticed that the other stator was shorting out when I opened it up, so that was definitely in need of a replacement. Oh yeah, so I ordered a coil, a used one, of course, I'm cheap, on eBay. I actually ordered it on the 1st of February. I still haven't gotten it, and today is the 15th. I literally could have ordered it from China. Actually, possibly got it today. This is like retarded ass shipping, and the guy shipped it with first class, like first class USPS, which typically takes like 3 days. You can sometimes expect it in 2 days if you're close enough, but it's been 15 days. 15 days now. I mean, I'm not counting the weekend. I'm not counting well, actually, they do transport Sunday, but they don't deliver Sunday. So yeah, I would count Sunday as well. And it's still in the state of origin. I think it was Texas. It's still in Texas. It's like getting shipped to another city in Texas and then gets shipped to another city and then goes back to the same city. Keeps going in circles in Texas. I don't understand how or why, but I messaged the guy and I don't know why. The first reaction, they get defensive and shit. Like, bitch, I didn't receive anything. And then so he checked the tracking number that he put on there and saw that there was like a retarded ass loop going around. So the guy was like, do you want me to refund you completely, or I can check the scrapyard for an additional one? I'm like, yeah, I mean, if I do want the part, because I really got a steal on that. I paid like $9 for a freaking spark coil for this bike. They are like, I think they were like $300. Freaking insanely stupid priced. I don't know, it's kind of ridiculous, but yeah, I paid $9, and so I was like, yeah, I do want the part, because I don't want to pay. I did find some other ones too, but they were like $30. I'd rather pay $9. Cheap. I mean, it's not a big deal anyway. I can still drive this. It's just I want it to grip the actual spark plug. So right now it's probably like wobbling in there. Not the spark plug, the spark wire, or the coil, I should say. It's weird. These ones, the spark wire turns into the coil, and then the coil is on top of the spark plug. It's weird. I think that's actually how fuel injected works, because I've seen that on cars, but I've never seen them on bikes. And then again, I've only owned carbureted bikes before this one. So I told the guy, and then I haven't gotten a response back. I said that, the scrapyard, or if they can get it figured out at the post office, I would still want that one. But we will see. Hopefully all goes well. I'm really wanting that stupid coil. This is different. It was getting warmer out here, like 80s, mid 80s, low 80s. Now it's like back to winter time again. Yay! Anyway, that's my update for you guys. Hope you guys are all doing well. We'll talk to you guys later.